Hello, health advocates. Dr. Lewis here. Now, let's talk a little bit about oral hygiene. All of you know that in our mouth, we have a lot of bacteria, both the good and the bad bacteria. Now, we want to balance that ratio so that we have more of the good bacteria and less of the bad bacteria. Now, what we eat is actually responsible for the amount or the type of bacteria that grows on or grows up in your mouth. For example, continuous consumption of carbohydrates, sugars, and all these sweet things will actually cause development of the bad bacteria. And these bacteria are the ones that cause fermentation processes, because remember, these particles, these sugar particles and the carbohydrate particles will stick in the teeth crevices. And these bacteria will act on this and cause fermentation. That will yield actually acidic compounds. And these acidic compounds are the ones that start to destroy your enamel. Now remember, the only reason why you brush your teeth is because you want to clear these food particles that are remaining in your teeth crevices. Therefore, I hardly find a reason why people brush their teeth in the morning when they wake up, if at all they ate a meal in the evening and brush their teeth before going to bed. It's a useless technique, and we just found ourselves into it and we adapted it. So the good bacteria in your mouth actually produce vitamin B12. You consume these bad foods, the sugars, the carbohydrates, and they stick into your crevices, in the teeth crevices. And then the bacteria start causing fermentation processes on these carbohydrates, which will actually start to destroy your teeth. And also, they will produce a biofilm, bacterial exudates that are called biofilm. And this biofilm can actually cause plaque, so plaquing on your teeth. But a little plaquing is not a problem. So when you have a little plaquing on your teeth, no problem. But when it goes out of hand, it starts to become a serious problem to your teeth. This is actually what causes gingivitis, it causes gum inflammation, it causes bad breath in your mouth, and sometimes it can extend deeper into the tonsils to cause those tonsil stones and even bronchitis in the respiratory tract. Okay, so this becomes a serious problem. And for that matter, I have decided to talk to you about something called oil pulling. Okay, so now, oil pulling is where you try to use an oil or a healthy oil, like a saturated fat, like coconut oil being the most important and the most available. You can use coconut oil in the morning when you wake up. For you, before you actually do this oil pulling, what do? You take a glass of water that has salt so that you take in the vitamin B12 that is coming from the good bacteria, because remember, they are synthesizing this vitamin B12, and therefore you don't need to waste it through brushing your teeth with that commercial toothpaste. What you need to do is you need to take in these vitamins by taking a glass of water that has a salt, some salt, like a pinch of salt. And then after that, you can take your coconut oil and then basically swish it in your mouth for quite some time, like 5 minutes or so. And as you're doing that, remember, coconut oil has no antibacterial activity on its own. But when it gets in contact with the surface of the bacteria, it becomes an antimicrobial. So it actually helps you to regulate the population of the bacteria in your mouth. So you swish it into your mouth like a mouthwash. So don't go buying those commercial mouthwash products that have serious chemicals that will hurt your oral health and that will hurt your system in general. Simply take coconut oil, swish it in your mouth for about 5 minutes. And as you do that, it helps you detoxify the mouth, takes on all these bad products from your tongue, under the tongue, and inside, even in those crevices that are basically in your teeth. So it sucks them up, and then when it sucks them up, then now you can throw it out. And when you throw it out, you rinse your mouth with possibly a glass of clean water. This is what we call oil pulling, and this is very beneficial to people who have actually sinuses, people who have bronchitis, people who have a very bad smelling mouth, and you're using all the products on this world to just try and solve your problem. It will not, because again, we are what we eat. So if you feed the mouth bacteria with bad foods, they will actually give you what you actually deserve. So first of all, start fixing the diet. And once you fix the diet, now you can start doing this oil pulling. It will actually help you a big deal. And remember this, that the only reason why we brush our teeth is not for any other reason. It's because we want to get those particles, food particles that remained in the teeth crevices out, so that we don't get these fermentation processes that will actually ruin our teeth and cause us dental cavities and problems. So diet is number one on this list. Fasting is also on this list. And then now you can do the oil pulling technique, and then throw away all those commercial products We already said commercial toothpastes and those mouthwashes are not important, and we highlighted the reasons behind that. So if you have not seen that video, you can make an effort to see that video about commercial toothpastes and learn a lot from it. So that is what we call oil pulling, and it's very important that you start practicing it.